What's good, everybody? Apple Dokkan here, back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to be doing what a lot of people in the Dokkan community absolutely adore to do. We're gonna be controversial, and we're gonna go on and do a top 10 strongest LRs in Dokkan battle list, part 2 of the 10th anniversary edition. Of course, we've gotten 3 new LRs, and we've gotten a lot of new events, very hard events, which do kind of like shake up how this list is going to be looking right here. Before we get into it, definitely go down there, leave a like and subscribe to support your boy. And I'm just not gonna waste any more time right here. We're gonna go immediately to the top 10 spot. It is going to be Tech Gogeta. Now, I know this is immediately going to be a very controversial one. There are people who are probably gonna have this guy a little higher than I do right here, but let me just go through most of the stuff that these guys do. I mean, in base, they're not really too notorious of really doing anything too special, right? You've got the Rainbow Orb changing, which is always gonna help you out. They are basically just a slot 2 or 3 unit. I mean, they're mostly slot 3 now, because what you really want to do is get them off rotation so they can come back on turn 4 and you transform to Gogeta. With these new bosses, I would say getting this Gogeta is a little harder now, because you do need to be above 70% HP starting from the 4th turn. And a lot of these bosses are hitting you so hard you might be below 70% HP, but it's still not really that bad, because you do pair this guy up with the new Gogeta or the new Vegito, who can heal up and can make it way easier for Super Gogeta right here to come out. When Super Gogeta is out, guaranteed crits, 40% damage reduction, 80% before attacking, which is very, very good. The moment this guy super attacks, right, he is gonna lose that damage reduction, but it's not really the worst thing ever, because you have a Scouter, and he also has dodge against the super attacks, which is very good to have as a unit. But the main thing is, I said it, you run this guy with AGL Gogeta or Tech Vegito, and he kinda just feels like an unnecessary unit to have. Like, you might as well just run a support instead of running this guy. This Gogeta at this point, like, he gives out a Scouter, sure, we already have 2 new units that do that who are way better than this guy. You have slot 1 capabilities, both of the new units have that, way better than this guy as well, because they're taking 0 damage. I mean, Vegito has a goddamn taunt, and then Gogeta is supporting the whole rotation immediately the moment he comes out, and he's just very easy slot 1 with like 85% damage reduction, doesn't lose the damage reduction. So, like, at this point, you're not really running this Gogeta slot 1, so you're gonna need to run them on like slot 3 and just lose his extra damage reduction and everything like that, right? He just feels like a unit that is not really needed right now, but I do still have him on the top 10 because he's still a very good unit if you don't have like the new units, right? He is still gonna be able to carry his own weight, he's gonna be good slot 1, he's gonna give you that Scouter, gonna give you a little bit of healing. This healing, I don't really think it matters too much, because you need to be high HP with this guy anyway to actually get him out, so the healing is kind of like a non-factor for this guy. I don't really care about it too much. So yeah, for now, I think Gogeta being our number 10 on this list is a very good place to start. And now we're just gonna go immediately to our number 9 unit, one of my favorite units to ever release in Dokkan Battle, right? I absolutely adore this guy. Number 9 might be a little too low. Like, I know a lot of people are thinking that immediately right here with the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Number 9 might be a little too low for him, but I think it's probably the best spot for this Gohan right here on the list, because I think everyone above this guy is just giving the team something more than what this guy is doing, right? But this guy is still doing a lot. Alright, I'm just gonna go through this right here. So, we do have the intro, which does help out quite a bit. Launches 2 additional super attacks for 4 turns. That's basically 3 super attacks guaranteed every single turn with this guy. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack per existing enemy, up to 5 times within a turn. So, like, on a perfect world, this Gohan is giving you, like, what, 10 attacks? Or something like that within a turn. He can give you 10 super attacks, which is just absolutely insane. But you're not really gonna see this too much. This is only gonna be like a super battle road thing or whatever. And as you know, this Gohan does build up, right? He does start out a little weak, but even at like 55% no build up, he is still doing like 24 million on his first attack. And then you do build this guy up, and he's gonna be on like 40 million on his first attack every single time. And the thing is, it's so easy to build this Gohan up because you have this right here. He has to attack 8 times, and you are guaranteed to do 4 attacks in a turn, because it's attack you do, then it's one attack because you're going up against one enemy at least, then it's 2 additional attacks, and then you can do a hidden potential system 5th attack, so you're gonna get 50% attack and defense and 5 ki immediately on the first turn with this guy, right? The real reason why this guy is so goddamn good, the real reason is this active skill right here. On the teams that this Gohan is, you're gonna be pairing him up with someone like Gogeta or Super Saiyan 4 Goku or even Tech Vegito, who give him so much support. And the fact that he gets attack 58% for 1 turn on his father's son Kamehameha, then paired up with the fact that starting from the 5th turn from the character's entry turn, you're gonna get an extra 158% attack and performing guaranteed crits. It means that this Gohan is gonna be a family Kamehameha unit, which what I mean by that is the fact that this Gohan is gonna kill the boss with his father's son Kamehameha before the boss even gets the chance to even hit you at all. Before the rotation even starts, you've got the support up, you've got the active skill up with this guy, which can be immediately activated as soon as you lose your intro. And I think on active skill turn, this Gohan as well could go slot 1. He does have 20% damage reduction and he can guard all attacks, and if you have him fully built up, he is gonna have over 1,000,000 defense on his active skill turn with 20% damage reduction, and he gets 158% defense when receiving an attack. So he's very, very good. You can sometimes get away with running this guy on slot 1 as well because of the amount of defense that he gets, the guard that he has, the damage reduction, but just pairing that up with the fact that he can just immediately kill the boss, it just makes this guy a very valuable unit, right? Very, very valuable unit, a very well-deserved 9th spot in the top 10 right here. I am gonna have him there. One of my favorite units to ever release in this game. Some of the best animations ever, and this Gohan is just him. This Gohan is just an amazing unit, man. I don't know what else to say about him. But now we're gonna go on our number 8 spot right here. A very familiar face for a lot of people. Alright, I mean, I don't really have to say too much about AGL UI Goku right here. Y'all already know what AGL UI Goku does. 70% chance of evading enemy attack, and that's cool and all, but the fact this guy has 1 turn of just guaranteed dodge. And you know, if you've been playing the game for this 10th anniversary, you will know those battle-hardened foes fights, bro. In those fights, it is so important for you to be a good slot 1 unit, and that is what MUI Goku is, because you put him slot 1, he dodges everything, he builds up, if you take damage the next turn, then you get his revive, which can be activated when HP is 77% or less. Very easy to get with how hard these bosses are hitting you. Even your tanks, even Beast Gohan is taking like 200k or even more from these boss super attacks, so it's so easy to get this revive up, and then you revive, heal 77% HP, and have another guaranteed dodge turn with this UI Goku. So you've got 2 turns where you can put him slot 1, he's gonna take 0 damage, he's gonna do amazing damage because he's got guaranteed crits on his 24 ki, and he's giving out crit support for everyone on the rotation on his 12 ki, and then on his 18 ki, he's giving crit for 2 turns. So yeah, this Goku is very good. I don't really think I need to talk about him too much. The fact that he can go slot 1 for 2 turns, guaranteed, right? You're still gonna put him slot 1 because 77% chance of dodge, and then it's progressively getting higher as well because he gets extra 7% dodge with every attack evaded, right? You get 7% chance of evading attack within the turn, so you evade 4 times with this guy and you've immediately just got guaranteed dodge for the whole rotation now, which is just absolutely insane, man. I think he is very easily number 8 in this spot. Absolutely insane unit. I don't think I can stress out enough how good this guy is. A lot of people are saying like, yo, Dokkan kind of nerfed him, he's not dodging as much anymore now, but I haven't really seen that. UI Goku, I don't think he's died over 10 times for me the whole time. He's been easy 8. He's an insane unit. Absolutely crazy. Now we're gonna go to our next unit right here. One of the most fun units they've honestly ever released in Dokkan Battle. Tech LR Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I mean, very fun unit, bro. Very, very fun unit. You do have rainbow orb changing with this Gotenks. We've got extra defense and attack when receiving an attack, which is always a very good good ability because I'm pretty sure these are multiplicative stats, which gives them a lot of stats when a unit has this type of thing right here. 22% damage reduction for 5 turns from character's entry turn. I mean, that's very good, paired up with the fact if you have a final trump card category ally on the team, which is basically every single fusion that you're going to be running with this guy, he gets 55% damage reduction base for 5 turns. But the real, like, bread and butter of Gotenks as a unit is the fact that he has a high chance, a coin flip of 777% defense when receiving a super attack, which means you have a high chance of becoming the best slot 1 in Dokkan battle history. Nothing is damaging this guy with 777% defense and 50% damage reduction. And it's not only that, because if you're attacking with 24 ki, he's got guaranteed crits and he launches an additional super attack. So it's not only defense that he's doing for you. He's gonna be amazingly good on slot 1, and then he's gonna be putting out some insane attacking numbers, doing insane damage for you. And if you're going up against the Ki Blast super attack, by the way, for the first 5 turns before you lose the 22% damage reduction, Gotenks has 99% damage reduction against the Ki Blast super attack. And he counters with ferocious power. What ferocious power is Super Vegito level damage counters. So Gotenks takes 0 damage from a super attack and counters for like 30 million. And the thing with him as well is you're gonna be running him on both Gogeta and Vegito's team. Gotenks is being supported by Gogeta, and Gogeta's active skill makes his own active skill right here, which raises his defense, by the way. It is gonna be guaranteed crit because it counts as a 24 ki, and I've seen Gotenks hit damage cap so many times with the new Gogeta. He's been like over 3 million defense, even more than that, and he's hitting like 50 million attack stats or something like that with the Gogeta support. So Gotenks is an insane unit. He is going kind of under the radar right now with a lot of people because like we're playing with the new fusions and everything like that, but Gotenks, insane unit, very easy, number 7 right here. So for our number 6 spot, I think this is gonna be a unit that a lot of people do find kind of boring, and I think I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me for this unit, but I have to give him his flowers, bro. This guy, Int Broly. Look, I'm not even the craziest extreme fan ever. I don't even like extreme units, but I got to give this guy his flowers. He's an insane unit. I hated him on release. Honestly, I didn't really like the way this guy worked. I mean, he's just a slot 1 support who's doing like no real damage to you unless you're going up against like a movie hero enemy, because you go up against a movie hero enemy and he's got this right here. He's got the domain Molten Lava of Natade Village. Superclass enemies who belong to movie heroes are getting a 25% extra damage received by everyone on this guy's team, right? And his domain is supporting allies for attack and defense 15% immediately as well. You can immediately do the domain, by the way. It is part of his active skill. The moment you go into a fight and you have uncontrollable power category characters on the turn, which is basically what you're running this guy with all the time, right? You're running him with other Brolys. You're gonna be running him with a lot of uncontrollable power characters because at the end of the day, that's the category that he leads, right? He's leading uncontrollable power, and that is very good. You have a full uncontrollable power rotation. You're giving all of them 15% attack and defense and making the boss take 25% extra damage, and that is only the domain support. Because if you get his intro and for 4 turns, all allies, all extreme class allies are getting 40% defense for 4 turns. And the fact that this Broly has 60% damage reduction, he's guarding all attacks when his domain is up. So you can put him slot 1, he's gonna take almost 0 damage all the time. He is healing you 2% HP for every single key sphere that you obtain. It doesn't matter what key sphere it is, right? You just immediately get HP for it. And he's such a safe unit, because the moment your domain runs off, by the way, you can just revive with him. When the character or an ally attacking in the same turn is KO'd starting from the 5th turn from the character's entry turn, you revive with 60% HP. That is unconditional, by the way. Turn 5 hits, you get the revive. The revive is up for everyone on your team, right? It doesn't matter. It's not like Broly has to die like what Int Majin Buu has. No, everyone on the rotation, if this guy is on the rotation, if they die, you revive, right? And then you get extra support for uncontrollable power, attack and defense 16%. And then you get extra defense when receiving an attack on this character if you actually like revive, right? It's just, this guy is so safe, he's so good, he's got one of the best teams in the game with uncontrollable power. Absolutely insane unit. I just don't really know what else to really say about this brawler. The only thing that's really missing is damage, right? Like, he himself is not really doing damage, but he's making the whole team hit harder, be biffier, and is making the boss take more damage. That's what Broly does, and that's why he is on the number 6 spot of this list right here. Now going on the number 5 spot is going to be my GOAT, AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I mean, look, I don't really have to go too much into detail to what this Goku does, right? He's just very good. I mean, hey, he's a top 5 unit. Who would have thought? The top 5 unit is actually a very broken character. So starting out, this Goku, his base, look, I'm gonna say his base is not really the craziest thing ever. He does have some very good support for power beyond Super Saiyan, 50% defense support, like the first turn that you are on immediately is just very, very good. High chance of performing a crit is very good. His key abilities are just insanely good. You're always going to have an ultra super attack with this Goku for 4 turns from the character's entry turn. This is not an intro, by the way. They just like giving this. They could have given him an intro with this, honestly. I don't know why they didn't give him an intro animation. 70% chance to dodge and guard all attacks for 4 turns. It's what makes this Goku so good and so reliable as a unit. I am gonna say, though, his defense is not the craziest ever, so if you do put him slot 1, you are praying to God you don't get hit for like more than 3 times, because if you do, you're probably dead. But this guy, 70% chance to dodge is always going to be very, very good. And when you do have 24 ki, he is going to perform a critical hit. Very, very well designed base for a unit, because you are getting extra stats for all the ki that you're getting. For every 3 ki, you get 30% attack and defense. And the thing is, he gets 2 extra ki for AGL Ki Sphere obtained, which means you're getting 4 ki per AGL Ki Sphere, and you're getting 3 ki per just normal Ki Sphere. It's so easy to get it. But the real thing, like, the thing with this guy is, if you do lose the guard and the dodge, it doesn't matter, because turn 5, you can go to Giant Ape. You just immediately go to this, you do insane damage because you're doing guaranteed crits with a 300% attack. So this Goku is going to be absolutely melting bosses on his giant form, getting rid of their super attack, getting rid of their locking, getting rid of their AoEs, and then he's going to be able to transform into one of the best support units in the game. You can immediately see it right here. Raise his allies' attack and defense by 44% for 2 turns. That is multiplicative 44% attack and defense for 2 turns. He is one of the main reasons why these active skill, these finished skill units like Gohan or Family Kamehameha are able to just hit damage cap and absolutely destroy bosses. That's not all, because Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Giant Ape Power are getting 70% defense, and yeah, wait for it, 10% damage reduction. 10% damage reduction, man. We are getting the new tech Giant Ape Vegeta, by the way, who is going to be on the Giant Ape Power category that this guy is leading for 220%. He's got 60% base damage reduction. This Goku gets him to 70% base damage reduction with guard and extra 70% defense. This Goku makes some very shit units actually perform like they've just gotten a new EZA. And that's what I absolutely adore about this Goku, and that's why he's so high up. Other very notable things that he does have is the fact that he does stack attack and defense on both super attacks, I'm pretty sure. He is getting guaranteed crit for 4 turns when he comes out, and then those 4 turns elapse, which are never gonna elapse because you always kill the moment this guy is out because of the support he gives out and because of the damage that he himself is doing. But if you don't kill, for every attack performed and attack received, he's getting an extra 20% crit. So the moment you attack 5 times, or you just get hit 5 times, or just a mishmash of both of them, you're just going to get guaranteed crit, and you're always going to be on 24 ki with him. So yeah, this Goku is very good. I mean, he's amazing. Let's just get him real quick to the number 5 spot right here. Very, very good unit. I mean, I don't really need to say too much about him. And now that we're gonna go on the top 4, I feel like the top 4 is very, like, it's just set in stone at this point. Tech Broly right here. I mean, I don't really really think I need to go on too much about Tech Broly. He does an attack on his first turn. He's got 90% damage reduction though with guard and is supporting 60% attack and defense to extreme class allies. And on the second slot, like if you want to just not have him on the first slot for some reason, you are going to give extreme class allies a chance of performing a critical hit by 55%, right? You're giving them a coin flip of critical hit. That's like the main thing with that Broly, just being good. Turn 1, slot 1 is what you really want against these bosses. And the thing is, Broly transforms, right? And you're on 76% damage reduction for 3 turns. You're guarding all attacks, you're stacking attack, you're doing insane damage. Mostly now he is used as a slot 1 though, like you don't really care about this guy's damage too much, but he can get to some very high numbers. Alright, if he gets hit, he gets a guaranteed additional, which makes him like a super attack 3 times in a turn, which is gonna be very good when it comes to his defense, because you can get up to like a 50% chance of performing a crit with this guy. So he's almost always gonna crit, especially if you're going up against pure Saiyans or Earthbred fighters. You just have guaranteed crit. You get an extra 50% chance to crit. The thing that really matters with this guy, if you're on 24 key, you do disable an enemy action, which means that you are getting rid, you might be getting rid of like a super attack on that tech pan slot, which this Broly doesn't really care about too much, because after you super with him, he's just not taking any damage. Nothing is doing damage to him because he's on 70% damage reduction. I am gonna immediately go to the number 3 spot right here real quick on the top 3, Beast Gohan. I mean, Beast Gohan is just the same as Broly. The only reason why he is above Broly is this active skill right here. Broly is doing more damage than Gohan, I would probably say. For Gohan to do more damage than Broly, it is going to have to be on the taunt turn. You use the taunt, put him slot 3, and he's gonna do insane damage. But what is really putting him above Broly though is the fact he has more damage reduction than Broly throughout the whole fight, and Gohan also taunts. So this guy is taunting and is team protecting from turn 3. That's what really makes me have this guy so high up on the list, higher than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I just feel like just having a turn 3 taunt guaranteed, right? You can get Goku's giant form, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku's giant form. You can get it on turn 2 or even turn 1 if you take damage somehow, but that is a little RNG, right? Like it's not set in stone. This Gohan just has a taunt, a team protecting ability in turn 3, and what this Gohan really acts like, and this Broly really acts like as well, are slot 1s for our number 2 and 1. I am gonna have Broly on 4. Let's get Beast on 3. And I'm just gonna immediately go to our next character right here, Gogeta. Alright, I mean, you see Vegeta on the screen right here. It's Gogeta does come out a little later, but you've got a lot of stuff going on with this Vegeta. What really, I am going to have both of these guys right here. Let's just have both Gogeta and Vegito. I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna have them on the same spot right here. Alright? The reason why Beast and Broly are so important is because both this guy and the Vegito unit, both of them are starting out as slot 2 units, right? They can't go slot 1. You go slot 1 with this Goku, he does have the damage reduction, but he's dying. You go slot 1 with this Vegeta, he does have the guard, he does have more defense than this Goku, but he's still dying. It doesn't matter. That's why Beast and Broly, both of these guys are so important to have on the number 3 and number 4 spot, and they're very important to have on your team as well. I'm gonna get rid of them for now though. We're just gonna focus a little bit on what this Vegeta is doing, and he's doing a lot of stuff. Because for 3 turns from the character's entry turn, he is getting extra defense. This is why he has more defense than Tech Goku, right? He is guarding all attacks, he's getting attack and defense on attack, accompanied by the fact that he greatly is raising defense on both of his attacks, and he is just stacking attack on both of his attacks right here as well. This Vegeta is very good. One thing that is really missing for this guy though is the fact that he doesn't have any damage reduction in his kit, right? No damage reduction, but he has so much defense that it doesn't even matter too much for him. Like he's not really gonna die against anything the moment he attacks, right? The moment you get an attack off with this guy, greatly raising on both super attacks is what makes him so unkillable on slot 2. Even if you're getting crit, by the way, I've seen this guy tank the Beerus crit super attack for like 400k or something like that, so he doesn't even care when you're going up against crit super attacks. And from the 4th turn from the start of battle is what starts to make this unit absolutely insane, because you can exchange to the Goku part of this unit, who is just one of the best slot 1s in the game. This is where you stop using Beast and Broly as your slot 1s, you pop this guy slot 1, and you're getting 80% chance to dodge, because when you receive an attack with 10 or more ki for this guy, which is always going to be the case because their ki mechanics are so good, you got 3 ki per rainbow ki sphere, you're getting 80% dodge with guaranteed guard as the first attacker in a turn, with a lot of defense as well, because you are going to be stacking with this guy. You're 30% stacking on 12 ki and greatly stacking on his 18 ki. So this Goku, not really too much to talk about him. The fact both of them do actually support successors or fusions. Goku supports it for 40% attack and then Vegeta supports it for 40% defense, right? But then you just go to Super Gogeta, and I mean, look, I'm just gonna read you guys all of this and y'all can just listen. 4 ki per rainbow ki sphere obtained. Ki plus 5 attack and defense 300%. Guards all attacks. 60% damage reduction. Nullifies negative effects. That means this Gogeta is immune to sealing, locking, stunning, attack lowering, defense lowering. It doesn't matter. He doesn't get hit by any of those. Guaranteed crit. Attack and defense 40% to successors or fusions. Both attack and defense 100% when receiving an attack. 50% attack per rainbow ki sphere obtained, as well as 5% damage reduction for rainbow ki sphere obtained. So if you do obtain like 3 rainbow ki spheres, let's say, he's gonna be on 75% damage reduction with guard on slot 1. And he has a scouter. That right there, only that, would make this guy a top 3 unit in the game. But that's not where it ends, because he's got an active skill, which you are stacking attack with this guy with the Vegeta part of the unit. So this active skill, not only is it gonna hit like an absolute nuke, not only is it giving you rainbow orb changing, it also gives all allies in the turn 54% attack and defense. This guy right here is the reason why physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan can reach like a 100 million attack stat. Gogeta is just broken. He's just absolutely insane. But let me not forget about one extra very important detail. The Goku side of the unit has an active skill as well. And Vegeta can go to Gogeta, right? But the Goku side of this unit, you fail the fusion, you get Veku out, and you have an Usher. You delay enemy attacks for 1 turn. And this is 1 turn before the Gogeta, right? So you can do this. You can do this before you go to Gogeta. I mean, if you do this, you're not going to be able to go to Gogeta, right? But this is a turn 4 Usher, which is also giving you guaranteed dodge for 3 turns. The moment you use this, it's gonna Usher the attacks. You get away from the other rotation after you've Ushered the attacks and everything like that. You come back to this Goku, he still has guaranteed dodge. You can just put him slot 1, he's still gonna be on guaranteed dodge. Yeah, this unit is insane. I mean, this unit is broken. I don't really know what to say. I am just gonna go to the Vegito side right here. I mean, I'm not gonna stay too much on what Goku and Vegeta do. They do basically the exact same things. Instead of successors and fusion, they are supporting Earth Protecting Heroes and Protara. And Goku is an unkillable slot 2 who is stacking the same stats as the other Vegeta on the Gogeta unit. We've got like greatly raises attack, He's an unkillable slot 2. You go to Vegeta, he's basically an unkillable slot 1. He does have an active skill though, which when you compare it to the Gogeta unit, it is kind of underwhelming. You are guarding all attacks in battle. You just get guaranteed guard when you do this, right? Which is very, very good. You also do get extra stats and extra ki. I think the Usher is a little more valuable, but this is very good as well. But I don't really see a reason of you really using the Usher or really just using this Vegeta's active skill when you can just basically just go to Super Vegito and Super Gogeta. I mean, Super Vegito as well, basically the same exact unit as Gogeta when it comes to like his base passive here. 60% damage reduction, guards all attacks, launches additional ultra super attacks, is supporting everyone, is giving a scouter as well. The thing that really I think makes Vegito the best unit in the game right now is the fact that he has a taunt. He gets 300% defense on it, gets guaranteed crits on it, and this is a Vegito unit. So he's countering every single attack that you taunt. He is countering with ferocious power. This is the same counter we saw on Tech Gotenks, which means that Vegito is hitting on his counters like you're doing a super attack counter. So he's hitting for 30 million on counters while protecting the whole rotation. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. I am gonna have Gogeta on 2nd and Vegeta on 1. If you do want to have Gogeta on 1 and Vegeta on 2nd, that is completely fine with me, but definitely let me know your thoughts on this top 10 list. I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments. While you're down there, leave a like and subscribe for your boy to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.